respect. And in Proverbs 13, verse 10 in the next slide, we can see that only by pride comes contention, but with the well advice is wisdom. The next story is about Esau. Esau manifested a long-standing problem with anger. In fact, his anger carried on to future generations. As we can see in Amos 1 verse 11. Thus says God, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment therefore. Because he did not pursue his brother, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity. And his anger did fear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. As we can see here, what is Esau so angry about? Jacob stole his birthright. Well, not technically stole, because Esau was the one who gave it to him. And he is not robbed of that birthright. But when Esau's bad choices began to bear fruit, Jacob received his blessings. Then he became angry. You can see in the next slide. In Hebrews 12, verse 14 to 17. Make every effort to live in peace with all men and to be holy. Without holiness, no one will see the Lord. See to it that no one misses the grace of God, and that no bitter roots grow up to cause trouble and defilement. See that no one is justly immoral or is godless like Esau, who for a single meal sold his inheritance right as the oldest son. Afterwards, as you know, when he wanted to inherit his blessings, he was rejected. He could bring about no change of mind, though he sought the blessing with tears. Just like Esau, when we carry a root of bitterness in our soul, it doesn't take much to set us off. Esau was like the man they said was even-tempered, mad all the time. What a toll that kind of thing can take on a family. Bitter parents teach their children to be bitter people. And then, you can see again the next one, the anger of Absalom. Absalom was David's favorite son. He had a sister named Tamar and a half-brother named Amnon. In the next. So what happened with his half-brother raped his sister, and he was enraged. And that would be a reasonable cause for a person to be angry. The problem is with that, Absalom did with that anger. He gave place to the devil. He allowed anger to smolder in his soul, and he insisted on revenge. As it says in Romans 12, verse 17 to 21, do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everybody. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Do not take revenge, my friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, it is mine to avenge, I will repay, says the Lord. On the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. So, what was Absalom's alternative? He could have forgiven Amnon and left the matter in God's hand. He could have invested his energy in protecting and caring for his sister Tamar, rather than in plotting revenge on Amnon. A refusal to forgive an offense opens a person's soul to the devil's influence. When the spirit of revenge is nurtured, place is given to the devil and anger will be vented. And so we have seen that anger have a lot of negative effects on us. Not only on history as we know, but also in biblical times, we have seen several examples of people who have been overcome by their anger, and we have seen the result of their doing. And it is not good. But to say that anger is a sin in itself, it's not correct because anger is an emotion. And what we do with it is our reaction to it is what really matters. There is also a positive side to anger. It's called righteous anger. Righteous indignation is a reactive emotion of anger over perceived mistreatment, insult, or malice toward others. Righteousness is a word, meaning to act in accord with divine or moral law. Righteous indignation therefore means hating things that God hates, and being angry at the things that God would be angry at. There are things that happen in our community, our society, that we should really be angry. Such as discrimination, injustice that we see every day. A lot of people throughout history have died fighting for this, or fighting the righteous anger. They are angry at the government for not doing what they are supposed to do. They are angry at the injustice that happens around them. They are angry at the discrimination of, like, for example, in before life, different people of colored skin, why they cannot go in the same store as the white people. Another, why there is inequality at work regarding about gender, male and female. And so we know several historical figures that have fought for injustice, and that is one righteous anger. And also we see here that another example from the Bible for righteous anger is Jesus. When he saw what the people are doing in his temple, they are making it not a holy place. They are making it a marketplace. So he was angry. Anger can be a solution or a real problem, depending on how we handle it. If we handle it in the parameters of the fruit of the Spirit and love, it is good. When we get angry, we have to ask if there is a just cause for it. If not, it is dangerous and volatile. It will soon become sin, as we lose our control and our temper. And so, what are we to do with our anger? We need to develop long fuse. As in Proverbs 14 verse 29 says that, whoever is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who has a hasty temper exalts folly. While God is just and right in his anger, he is also slow to anger. He is constantly holding back on his anger to allow for repentance. He is often delaying judgment of guilty to spare the innocent in their deeds. In Proverbs 19 verse 11, the discretion of man deferred his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. The second one, do not let our anger drive our actions. Be angry and do not sin. Ponder in our hearts on your beds and be silent. Ideally, anger can tell us that something is wrong and energize us to do something about it. However, we are corrupted by sin, and so is our ability to respond and to use anger. Our anger now responds not only to injustice around us and done to us, but wrongness in ourselves. If anger is a response to some sin we have committed, it could be a powerful tool for repentance. However, sin also inflates our selfish pride to gigantic proportion, and with it, our indignation and perceived wrongs. Sin damages our perceptions. As we can read in Matthew 7 verse 3, why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye and do not notice the log that is in our own eyes? It says in Psalm 37 verse 8 that, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. The next one is we need to get over our anger quickly. Be angry and do not sin.